Hello, TI family. Edwin Jones from Indianapolis, Indiana, and this is part 5, Fake Forensics. This next piece of official-looking evidence is called Indianapolis Marion County Forensic Services Agency. Please snapshot each and every page for your future reference. And like other pieces of evidence, it is not signed or sworn to, and it was only hastily produced during the 5 months I was incarcerated. It is not an affidavit form and could not possibly have been used during a trial. It is missing a lot of facts. Now here are the people who are responsible, or some of them, and underlined here. Now on this next page you'll find that, let me straighten this up. A kitchen knife was found on the living room floor. That knife had possible blood stains on the blade. The knife was not fingerprinted at this time. I sealed the knife in a paper sack. Those blood stains were mine. They failed to run fingerprints on the butcher knife Katie used to stab and try to kill me. Only her prints were on it because she left the bedroom under the pretext of going to the bathroom, but instead went into the kitchen and got a clean knife with no other prints on it. That was an important piece of evidence, don't you think? Now, there were a lot of other items the police stole, inserted, or otherwise manipulated, but that's conjecture, and I can't prove that. But the lack of fingerprinting on the knife is a glaring omission. Now, gentlemen, pay close attention to what I'm about to say. It was 1989. I had a lot of groupies over my house as a musician before, and they all just wanted to party with one of the boys in the band. I never before thought that I would have to follow any of them from room to room. So all you players out there, don't get played. Keep it in your pants like I do nowadays. Now, let me just go ahead and condoms. Okay. Condom packs. Yeah. Now, it's pretty obvious now that there was at least one provable, obvious attempt to create a false crime scene and false evidence. And I'm about ready to read to you what the law says about that. Look at this diagram they made of the house. That took more than a couple of hours to make. It took more than a couple of days to make. Okay, so they were in and out of my house several times. That's pretty much common sense that you can gather from these diagrams. Now, let me read to you what the law says about evidence. Now, there we go. I think we're square here. It says that generally a false affidavit will render a search warrant invalid, and the fruits of any search made pursuant to it are suppressible. Gunter and State. As I stated before in a previous video, the affidavit of probable cause is the beginning of any criminal investigation. If it's not in affidavit form, then anything else that's conducted is basically a violation of my constitutional rights to due process. Also, probable cause for a search warrant must be established before the search and not as a result of its fruits. In other words, you just can't arrest someone, throw them in jail, and then go through the house creating evidence to create a reason for their arrest. That was Ferry versus State. In addition, a judicial determination of probable cause upon which to issue a search warrant is required. And as we have seen, there have been no judge's signatures on anything. Nothing, in addition, has been in affidavit form. And a warrant may issue only upon evidence which would be competent at the trial of offense before a jury and would lead a man of prudence to believe that the offense had been committed. Rolfing versus State. None of this was done. Now, In conclusion, according to the discovery evidence, isn't it common sense to you that this crime of rape, robbery, kidnapping is heinous and should have been on every TV station and front page of every newspaper from Boston to Budapest? No, it wasn't. And neither were my attempts to gain civil redress through federal district, federal appellant, and the United States Supreme Court. And those documents are forthcoming in my following videos. So everybody have a nice day. Thank you for listening. There's more to come.